When it is currently the 15th of October 2015, meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you today. We are continuing to track our tropical storm Koppu. Now, I know 24 hours ago this storm really was struggling. The center of circulation was displaced towards the right of where the bulk of the convection was. It was basically, for example, over here, if all the convection was in this area about 24 hours ago. That's not the case now. You have all of this swirling right in here, but the center of circulation is actually winding up within this. And what that basically means is that we're starting to see vertical wind shear being reduced. And you can even see it here with this overlay from the University of Wisconsin. About 5 to 10 knots off here towards the north vice yesterday, where it was around about 30 to 40 knots at some point. So really what that's indicating is that the storm's going to be intensifying. But the other thing is that we are seeing this move into an area of very warm sea surface temperatures, and that's typically the case here in the Philippine Sea. My golden rule is anytime you get a tropical system moving into this area of the ocean, it's just off the coastline of the Philippines, you're going to expect some sort of rapid intensification. That's the big topic over the next 48 hours. At this point, I can't stress enough for people in Aurora, Isabela, Cagayan, even extending all the way down towards areas just east of Manila. You really want to be preparing for this storm system. Yes, so at this point, we're not exactly sure exactly where the storm's going to be making landfall, but just take a look at this. This is from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. They expect it to max out about 100 gusting to 125 knots. So wind gust up to typhoon, or super typhoon strength, that is. Sustained wind staying well below that, so that's at least some good news. But you can see that the wind field really extending all the way down here towards the south and off here towards the north. Those tropical storm strength winds, which are enough to cause some damage. Tin roofs will be able to get ripped off, and we're talking about light debris being tossed around. So wind damage, a very real threat with this storm. And there is also some debate on if the storm will make landfall or not. And one of the things is that even if it does kind of skirt the coastline in here and turns towards the north, still a pretty big wind field coming in out of this. And also it's interacting with the northeast monsoon coming in from the north here. So what you're going to be seeing is already these gale force winds impacting parts of northern Luzon. And that's going to continue to stay the case. So winds are a major threat. Storm surge, especially in northeastern Luzon, also a big issue with this system. But as we look ahead through Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday, and even Monday, guys, it's the rain. I started with the winds because that's what everybody's asking about, but what people really need to be worried about is the flood threat with this storm system. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, right now, this is Friday, right? Just on this ECMWF outlook with the Meteor Earth overlay. Now, already starting to see showers here in northeastern Luzon. Watch this. Saturday, still got the rain. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, this storm is taking its sweet time. You can thank this high pressure coming in out of China. It's going to be a big wall, and really these storms like to take the path of least resistance. It's not going to want to run over this high, so once it hits that area of high pressure, it's going to want to turn north. Now, if you watched our last video, we were talking about the potential of this turning towards the north before hitting the Philippines. Well, the thing is, that upper level trough that I mentioned before that should come down and hook it towards the north, it's not that strong. It's there. It's going to be strong enough to kind of want to pull it off there, but it's not enough to make our storm race towards the north. So it's just going to be taking a sweet old time before it finally gets hooked and then starts to shoot off by mid next week. It really starts to go extratropical pretty fast. But agencies, now these are not numerical models. These are the actual forecasting agencies here in the Western Pacific from Typhoon 2000. Good overlay from them. Just expect this storm system coming on shore there around Isabela, Aurora, and then lingering for a good 48 hours over land. The winds, as I mentioned, a big issue, but it really is the flood threat, guys. I think some areas easily upwards of 500 millimeters to 600 millimeters is possible, especially off here towards the north. Let me actually switch back over to that Meteor Earth map here, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I think some areas just across northern Luzon, especially we have that moisture coming in on shore initially, and then that wraparound, we're going to be talking upwards of 500 to 600 there, but even coming around by the early part of next week, we could have some moisture wrapping in and impact the Manila area over towards Subic. And yeah, there's going to be a flood threat down there too. So not only flooding, but also landslides and urban flooding. You get that poor drainage, and it all makes for just absolutely rough conditions. And I think that's going to be the legacy of this storm when it's all said and done. Now, it could just skirt the coastline and slowly track off here towards the north. And that's really what the GFS has been saying. Actually, the GFS numerical guidance, and this is just showing you as we go ahead through basically Saturday, and let's scroll ahead into Monday. It just kind of slowly lingers, and eventually by Tuesday it finally starts to pull away. So even with the GFS, it doesn't expect a direct landfall, but look at that, most of the cloud cover and the moisture still dominates. So I don't think we're going to escape this one. It's coming on shore. Even if you're not in the center of circulation, you're still going to be seeing some sort of impact, and that's why I keep on stressing, make those preparations. Maybe sand back up your doorways, don't let the water flow in. It's simple things like that you may not take time to think about. Hey, it could save your belongings and save you some money in the end, and if anything, keep you guys safe. But yeah, that's all for now, guys. Thanks again for watching here at Western Pacific Weather. Sorry I didn't have a video yesterday. I was incredibly sick, absolutely horrible. Actually, came down with the flu this past weekend in Japan. It is pretty chilly out here, so I've been fighting that, and you can maybe hear it in my voice. Thank goodness it's finally stopped. I feel much better now. All right, guys, stay safe out there.